Hello guys, welcome back to Ceefashion Academy. Today I'm going to explain this particular topic, a very sexy blouse, which is a together 6 pieces blouse. It does not have any half length, like there's no joining at the middle part of the dress, and it has a flare. So guys, if you really want to learn this, I want you to make sure you do one thing for me. Make sure you watch it to the end. Watch so that I can be able to understand each and every step explained here. And please don't forget to click on that like button, because the more you like this video, the more others get to see this video. And finally, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because when you subscribe, it keeps encouraging us to be doing more. Finally guys, I want you guys to make sure you invite your friends, or you can share this video to your friends so that they can also enjoy all the videos you've been enjoying in my channel. Please make sure you do all these things. In this video, I'm going to be explaining each and every step, so please don't skip. It is very important you don't skip this video. Thanks, and may God bless you. You know how we do it. We explain it to you, learn it. Thanks.
Okay guys, like I said, we are going to be drafting a 6 pieces blouse. That is together blouse. Because I want you to know that this together blouse, it does not have any half length. That is why it's called a 6 pieces together blouse. Okay, there is no separate frame. You understand? So that's why it's called a 6 pieces together blouse. Okay, so we have our measurements already, and the next thing we are going to be doing, which that's the first thing we normally do whenever we are cutting any stuff. Do you understand? Whenever we are cutting any dress, is to fold our fabric. So let's say this is our fabric. For us to fold, we'll be making use of our normal method, which is using the highest circumference. In this case, the highest circumference, let's use the bust as the highest circumference. Do you understand? Yes, use the bust. Since we are using the bust as the highest circumference, okay, now we are going to be adding an something share. That's what we normally do. In normal cases, we add 5 inches, but for the sake of this particular 6 pieces blouse and the kind of flare that it has, so we are going to be adding from 10 inches to 15 inches to it. Do you understand? So the round bust divided by 4 plus 10 inches to 15 inches. So for the sake of this particular tutorial, we're going to be adding just 10 inches. So the round bust in now is 34 inches. That is divided by 4 is going to be giving us 8.5 inches. So add extra 10, which will give you 18.5. So as you can see, I already have my 18.5 here. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now make sure you mark out your 18.5, and make sure you also mark it out here again. So when you are done, next thing you are going to, are you seeing it? Place your tape from here. Place your tape from here, mark out your 18.5. Do the same thing at the down part. The next thing you need to do is to fold it out. Okay. So now, after when you are done folding, next thing you are going to be doing is you are going to be marking out the vertical measurements as usual. So let's mark out the vertical measurements. The bust length is 9 inches. But please, I want you to remember that before I start marking out anything, I usually like to add extra half inch here. This half inch here is for the shoulder joining. Do you understand? If there's no half inch here, at the end of the day, your under bust is now, let's say your under bust length is 12 inches, and you now finish sewing. Remember, you sew out half inch here to join your shoulder. At the end of the day, it will now be 11.5 inches. So in order for us to get our accurate measurement, so that when we finish sewing, it will still remain 12 inches. All we have to do is to first of all add half inch here. Do you understand? So now when you are done adding half inch here, that's when you now start imputing other measurements. Let's say your bust length now is 9 inches. Okay, so you can see. Then your under bust length is 12 inches. Are you seeing it? Please, I'm placing this measurement from this part. Are you seeing it? I'm not placing it from the beginning here, rather after the half inch. Okay, 12 inch. Okay, next we are going to be marking out is our half length or waistline. Do you understand? Which I just have a very simple method of getting this. All I do is to okay, first of all, let's mark these things down. In order for us to get the half length or the waist, all you have to do, you can actually measure it out. Do you understand? But even if you did not measure it out, there is also a way of getting it. That is from the under bust here, step down by 3 inch is the average. Do you understand? But I want to let you know something. it's not only 3 inches you are going to use. It depends on the nature of navel or stomach the person has. Do you understand? Now let's say for those that has a very big stomach, now but the stomach, okay, for those that have big stomach, and the stomach is something that when you wear a tight clothes, do you understand, it can be able to be compressed, you use 3 inches. You understand? Then for those that does not have stomach at all, also use what? 3 inches. Then for those that have this stomach that cannot be able to compress but that is big, you can now do what? Reduce it. You can reduce it from 3 to like 2 inches. Do you understand? Okay. Then for those that have very big stomach, like example, pregnant women, do you understand? You can even choose not to add at all. It will not have a half length. Just from this underbust, that's where the flare will continue. Do you understand? Okay. So, but for the sake of this tutorial, we are making use of the average, which is 3 inches. This, like I said, you can actually use 2 inches or 2.5. So now the blouse length, which is 24 inches. Okay, the blouse length is 24 inches. Please make sure you add extra 2 inches allowance. Please, like I said, always make sure you add your extra 2 inches allowance so that when you are trimming, you cannot choose to leave it at any length. But for the sake of this tutorial, make sure you add your 2 inches allowance. 24 plus 2 inches. Then take your rule and then connect. So as you can see now, we have the shoulder length, we have the bust length, we have the under bust length, and we have the half length or waistline, and we have the blouse length and the allowance. Okay, so now we have all these measurement points. Next thing we are going to be doing now, we are going to be marking out our what we call the bust span. Hope you guys know what bust span is. Bust span can also be called the nipple to nipple. That is distance from the left nipple to the right nipple, or vice versa. Okay, so for bust span of bust of 34 inches should be how many inches? Bust span for a bust of 34 inches should be how many inches? 7 inches. Okay, then since it's 7 inches, and because we are folding our fabric into two, all you have to do is to also divide 7 by 2 inches. 2. Okay, so that what we have is 3.5. Please also note that you don't just impute 3.5 because we need a seam allowance for joining, which is going to be half inch. That is 3.5 plus half will give us 4 inches. Okay, make sure you mark out 4 inches. Please mark it out like this, 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches, 4 inches. Now there's something I want you guys to do now. Okay, and also make sure you mark out 4 inches here. Okay, there's something I really want us to do now. Now look at it. I will take my rule and the connect. I'll connect all the way to the half length. Are you seeing it? Now there's something else I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be still the rule like marking it in thick form like this now downwards. I'm going to be giving it like a dotted line. This is more like a guiding line. Do you understand? Okay. You are going to be making use of this thing. Letter is very, very important. So after you are done, next thing we are going to be doing, we are going to be drafting our bustier first. Let's draft the bustier. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be making use of a princess that bustier. Do you understand? So in order for us to draft our bustier, it's very simple. We have a very simple method, which is we get the point 1, point 2, and point 3. So in order to get the point 1, all we do is point 1 is the shoulder. Shoulder is 14 divided by 2, you get what? 7 inches. So make sure you mark out 7 inches. And you call it point 1. Okay, in order to get your point 2 is this 7 inches you see here now divided by 2, which is going to be giving us 3.5 inches. Okay, and call it point 2. So in order to get your point 3, we already have it in our chart. Hope you guys know that. So now the dart for a bust of 34
2 inches
is what? 2 inches. Okay, so 2 inches. From here, mark out 2 inches and call it point 3. Okay, so if you don't have it, make sure you collect the chart. Okay. So next thing we are going to be doing now, we are going to be connecting point 2. Are you seeing it? We are going to be connecting point 2 to the nipple point, or to the bust point. Okay, so let's connect it. From here, connect to the bust point. Okay, as you can see, you join from the nipple point down to point 2. So next thing you are going to be doing now is, after you are done joining it, please from here make sure you mark out 1 inch. Are you seeing it? From this nipple point, go upwards according from this through this line. Make sure you mark out 1. Because you are going to be making use of this thing as we be curving as we be getting our bustier itself. This thing enables our bustier not to be what? Pointy or very sharp. Do you understand? Okay. So now next thing we are going to be doing, still on the construction of the bustier, let's impute the dart itself here. Please always know that for you to get a bustier, whatever dart you have at the underbust is the same dart you have above. Like as you can see, what we have above here is how many? 2 inches. So here is also going to be 2 inches. Okay. So now you now decide. Let me tell us this thing. You now decide how to share your 2 inches. Do you understand? What to give to this side and what to give to this side. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be giving to this side 1.5 inch. Are you seeing it? Then I'm going to be giving to this side half. So in total gives us the 2 inches, the same thing we have here. Okay, you do the same thing at the half length, 1.5 and a 2. Yes, half. Okay, so as you can see, next thing you are going to be doing is take your rule and connect. Okay. Now, but before we continue, I want to make us understand something. I want us to really understand something. You see now, I chose 1.5 here, and here is half. That is giving us the 2 inches total for the dart of bust of 34. Okay, I can still choose to. There's something that people don't really understand. I can still choose to use 2 here. It's all these things independent on the physical, like what you are seeing on the person's body, how the bust is. Do you understand? I can still choose to use 2 here and nothing here. Okay, then next thing we are going to be doing, we are going to be connecting this one down to this side. Okay, then here we are going to be making a curve in order to form the cup itself. Do you understand? Now, in order to do that, there's something I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be turning this paper because I'm not comfortable doing it facing like this way. Do you understand? So I'm going to be turning it here. Okay, so now look at it. It's very, very simple, and I'm going to be making use of my magic equipment, which is called the what? The broomstick. Okay. So please, like I said, you can actually connect this curve with even free hand. Do you understand? Or with your French curve, or with any other curve that you like, you want. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be making use of this broomstick, which is very, very nice whenever I'm using it. So now all you need to do is to find a broomstick that can twist any way you want it. Do you understand? Not a broomstick that when you do it like this, one place will bend. Do you understand? A broomstick that when you do like this, it will be, you see the curve will be very uniform. So that's the kind of broomstick you will want to use. So now all you need to do is to connect the broomstick so that it will be touching this point and especially this point. Do you understand? That's what we are going to be doing now. Now look at it, guys. Okay, now look at it. As you can see, I've done it now. It's looking very nice. So all you need to do is to connect like this. Are you seeing it? Then when you connect to this particular line. Are you seeing it? Then look at it. It's a very nice curve. Then after you are done doing that, next thing you are going to be doing now is, as you can see, you can actually see the point 3. The first point that we joined was point 2. So now we are going to be joining point 3 from here to the point 3. Are you seeing it? Okay, so let's do that. From here down to point 3. Okay, guys. As you can see, we've actually joined it. So we are done with the bustier. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to be imputing the horizontal measurement. Okay, let's do that first. So in order for us to impute the horizontal measurement, let's start from the underbust. The underbust, which is 30 inches. So the 30 inches divided by 4 is going to be giving us 7.5. So let's mark out, let's impute the 7.5. Okay, so you can see. Now when you impute the 7.5, please never you forget to add your dart. It's very, very important. As you can see, the dart is actually 2 inches. So add it back, because when we cut this cloth, when we cut this particular dress, this dart is not going to be here any longer. Do you understand? The dress is going to be joined like this. Okay, so add it back. So as for you not to be looking for your allowance. Next thing you're going to be doing, you're going to be adding your normal body allowance, which I normally use 3 inches as the normal body allowance. As you can see, then the next thing you're going to be doing, please, I'm sorry, we're supposed to be doing this thing exactly from the underbust. Do you understand? Which at the end of the day, we still do exactly the same thing here. Do you understand? Okay, let me show you guys. Let me repeat it again. 7.5, that is the underbust divided by 4. Then replace the 2 inches and the 3 inches. As you can see, do exactly the same thing here. So we are correct at the end of the day. So next thing you're going to be doing is take your rule and then connect. Just connect it straight to the P3. As you can see, please, if you do this thing the right way, you will notice that your underbust is always connected to the P3. Yes, it's not mandatory that you connect 100%. Do you understand? But it just be within that place. So you can see, we have done that particular one like this. Okay, now see another thing I want you to do, please. It's very, very important. See the same thing we did here. We extended here with a dot. Also do the same thing here. Extend with a dot. Okay. Now there's something I want to explain here. I know some of us might be wondering. I've explained this thing in my class different times about the. If you notice, I did not even impute the bust measurement. Do you understand? Now the reason why I did not impute the bust measurement is very simple. I usually explain this thing in my class. Now let's first of all try to impute the bust measurement. The bust measurement is 34 inches. That is divided by 4 is 8.5. Okay. Now mark out the 8.5. When you mark out the, then you add the 3 inches body allowance. You can see there's no dart here. Do you understand? So there's no need of replacing the 2. It's only around this region that you replace the 2 inches. So let's just impute the 3 inches. Now when you impute the 3 inches, you can see extra 1 inch here. Are you saying it? That 1 inch there is just for the ease. Like I've said, I've like this thing I'm doing is with experience. Now at the end of the day, you can still connect like this. Please, I want you to know that you can still connect yours like this, and the dress will still appear very, very well. Appear perfectly. Well, now let me use another color. You can still connect like this. Are you seeing it? Can still connect this way. Yes, but like I said, I don't usually connect this way because I just working with experience. Like I remember a time whenever I work this way, my customers will always be complaining about the bust measurement. Yeah, I said it. So at the end of the day, I noticed I need to be adding something at the bust. Do you understand? So now adding that thing at the bust is I usually add a 1 inch allowance. And later I noticed that I noticed that from my underbust directly to P3 still gives me exactly the same thing as the 1 inch. So I now started immediately I finished getting the underbust, I just rule it straight. Do you understand? So that's it. So guys, you can actually use this one or use this one. But if you are to ask me, I will say just be using this particular one. Do you understand? Okay. Okay guys, so after you are done doing this side, working on this side, as you can see, we stepped this one down. Are you seeing it? We stepped it down. Now there's something I still want you to. It is not only these ones that you step down. Are you seeing it? You're also going to step this one down. Are you seeing it? Step this one down also. So now I'll be using another color of marker to do that. Now look at it. Remember I told you all these step downs, all these dots we are doing is acting like a guide. Okay. Okay guys, so now if you notice now, the next thing from our pattern draft block, the next thing that we need now is the flare. Hope you guys understand. And from what I told you guys, there's no way you cut this flare that it's not going to clash, it's not going to be. You understand? So now let me show us something. So now in order to impute the flare, look at how it works. From this line, look at it, from this line, from this particular line, extend with whatever inches you want to have as your flare. No matter how you want your flare to be, that's what you're going to extend here. Are you seeing it from here, please, from this particular dart point? Some of us do make mistakes starting from here. It's not even part of the cloth any longer. Do you understand? So from here, extend from 3 inches to how many? 5 inches. Do you understand? from 3 inches to 5 inches. But for an average distance for me, I'm going to be using what? 3 inches or 3.5 inches. Do you understand? Okay, so now let me use 3.5. So you can see this is my 3.5, this is my 3.5. Are you seeing it? Okay, so now I've gotten it. See what I'm going to be doing. See what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use my rule to connect. I'm going to be connecting. Look at it. Remember, I started from here. Is here. That's my guide. That's why I said we need this guide. Because if you notice, if we did not have this thing here, there's no way we'll place our tape to measure this 3 or 3.5 inches. Okay. So now I'm going to, from the half length, I'm going to be connecting down to this point. Are you seeing it? I'm connecting down to this point. Okay. Now remember what I said. You can actually increase your flay. It depends on your design. You understand? If I want to increase it, I can also increase it. Okay, so you do exactly the same thing here. Are you seeing it? So in order to add flay by the side. Okay, look at it. Remember what I used there is what? 3.5. Okay, I'm also using 3.5 here. So now let's connect. As you can see, we've actually gotten the flay here. Remember what I said? We've actually gotten the flay here. Now look at this. Look at this. Now, in order to impute the flay for this side, where exactly are we going to start connecting our flay from? Thank you. Are you seeing it? We are going to start from here. Then look at it, trace it. Then from here, measure the flay. Now let's do it. Let me do it with a different marker so as to show us something. Remember, it's how many? 3.5. Okay, let's do it. 3.5. Okay, now let's connect. Okay, are you seeing it? Now, as you can see that both of them are clashing. So if I choose to cut out both of them, that means I will not even get any of them. Do you understand? So in that case, choose only one side at the moment. Do you understand? For me, I usually choose this particular side. Now this side, I'm going to be adding extra pepper to it. Do you understand? I'm going to be cutting it off, then add extra pepper to it in order to get my flake. Look at it. Look at it. We actually done with the front part. We actually done with the front part, the cotton. As you can see, it's looking very fine and sexy. So, like I told you guys, you can also use the same method to make a gown. To make a gown. See, extending this thing, extending the length gives you a very short gown. Sorry. Extending the length to a gown length gives you a very short gown. Okay, guys, now look at it. We are going to be doing the cutting. Please make sure you use a pin to hold it so that it will not separate when you cut. So as you can see, there is no neck nor armhole on our dress. That is because with this method of cutting, we are going to be like after you are done cutting it up now, you are going to do your gumming, your hair stays and gum stays. Then after that, you do your padding. Then join this point, that point, and form your cup. Which after that is the next thing we are going to be doing is trimming the neck and the armhole. This method actually makes your clothes, everything to be very, very neat. Although if you still want to make use of the other one of trimming out the neck and armhole, you can also do that. But for the sake of this tutorial, that's not the method I'm using. Okay guys, as you can see, look at this, looking very, very fine and nice. So next thing you need to do, make sure you notch the underbust. Very, very important. If you don't notch the underbust, please don't ask me any question. So also do the same thing here. As you can see, this one has collected part of this one. So all we need to do is just cut it off totally from the half length. Are you seeing it? Okay. Then from here, cut off 2.2. Also, make sure you notch your underbust. Very, very important. Now, next thing we are going to do, like I said, we are going to be cutting out the pieces of paper we are going to be joining here in order to get the flake. Now look at what we are going to be doing first. Measure out from here to here. What do we have? we have let's say about 11. Are you seeing it? So we are going to be cutting it out, and we are going to be joining it here. Now it's not just 11 we are going to be cutting out. Are you seeing it? We are going to be cutting 11 as the length, the vertical. Then the width is whatever that is here. As you can see, what is here is 3.5. Add another 3.5. That's our fillet width. Do you understand? So that is 7 inches. So that means the width of what we are cutting out is 7 inches, while the length is 11 or above. Okay, so let's do that. Okay guys, as you can see, we are done gumming the paper, extra paper on this. So all we need to do is whatever that is here, as you can see, what is here is 3.5. Okay, mark out the 3.5, which is not even necessary for us to identify now. So from here you mark out the 3.5 again for the fillet. As you can see, the next thing you need to do is to connect from the half length down to this. As you can see, we've actually gotten the fillet for this particular one just by joining, which after we are done cutting, we can now use this one and cut out our material as a whole. It's so easy to do it that way rather than working with your fabric. Please make sure you buy your fabric. So by me looking at it, now look at it very well, guys. Are you seeing it? It's looking very nice now. Now, if you are joining it, now look at how you join it. Remember, I always like to join from the half length. It's very, very important. Either you join going this way or you join going, but at the end of the day, make sure you start from the half length. It's very important so as your clothes will align everything. Now look at it, guys. Are you seeing it? Very, very nice and fine. Okay, so this is the front part. Also, remember that we are going to use this front part to trace and get the back part. It's very simple. So let's do that. Okay guys, so in order to cut out the back, first of all, fold your material. Please fold almost the same thing you folded in front. Then, but make sure that the back should also be wider than the front. Back should be wider with from that same your fillet 3.5 to 5 inches and above, depending on how your fillet is. That's what the back should be wider. Okay, now look at what I mean. After I'm done folding, I can now mark out 3.5 here. Are you seeing it? Or more. I can also mark out 5 here now at once. Do you understand? Depends on how the fillet I want to have at my center back. Do you understand? So, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be making use of 3.5, same thing as my fillet. Okay, so like I said, this 3.5 is not just only for the fillet and also for the zip. Do you understand? That is what this 3.5 is. The zip is 2.22 inches, while the remaining is for the fillet. And there's something I still need to explain. Let's just continue. I will have to explain something. Okay, so this is the center front. Make sure you pin it down, that's for it not to shift. So you can see as you're pinning it down from this line. Also do the same thing for the side. Okay guys, as you can see, if I'm trying to I'm trying to place this one here, are you seeing it? Then you notice that the fillet is still clashing. So that means the best way of cutting the back part is 1-1. Do you understand? That is the best way of cutting this back part. Okay, it's 1-1. Okay, let me just first cut the center back, then I will now cut the side. Okay. Now look at it. Let's mark out the zipper allowance first. Zipper allowance is 2 inches. 2 inches. Mark it out till you reach at the half length. This is the half length. 2 inches. So next thing you need to do is to take your rule and then connect. Then look at it, see the down part. Then from here, connect down to this very side. As you can see, that is just it. Okay, this is it. Now, there's something I want to do at this very back part. I can also do it while trimming and other things, but let me just show us how to do it. I'm going to be imputing what I call the zipper effect at the back. So in order to do the zipper effect, from the half length, look at it, mark out, enter with half inch. Are you seeing it? Enter with half inch. Then when you enter with half length, see how this thing is going to work. From here, diagonally mark. You can also do it with your rule so that it will gradually be going. Are you seeing it till it now rests on this particular line? Also do the same thing here. Look at it. Now, this thing you are seeing here also serves as a dart, so that when you wear your dress, the back part is not going to be puffing. That is it. So next thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be taking our scissors and cut it out. Okay guys, as you can see, we are done cutting out the center back. Very, very simple. There's something I still want you to know. I still want you to know that sometimes some people will be like, okay, is this flare not small? It's not even that small. Because at the end of the day, remember, your dress originally will be from here. Here is just for the zipper allowance. So if it is from here, you can actually, if you need more flare here, you can actually sew this way. The moment you reach at the half point, you now gradually sew and reach at this very point. Do you understand? Now, but if you still need more flare at the center back, you know what to do. Make sure you mark out more than 3.5 as we have here. You can use 5, you can use more than that, depending on what you want, guys. So now I'm going to be cutting out the back side. When you reach at the underbust, you stop. Please make sure you stop. Then, are you seeing it? I marked here. Also, make sure you mark this side. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now, because we are going to be silencing this bust, are you seeing it? You silence it like this. Whatever you have here, that's where your curve should be going. Do you understand? Now, some persons make mistake. They silence this way. This is not really a way to silence. You want your silence totally to the what? Upper part. Do you understand? It's very simple as that. So now, also, even if you don't want to use the silencing method, all you need to do, are you seeing it? I marked this side. Are you seeing it? And I marked this side. So take your rule and connect both of them. Simple. Okay, please guys, make sure you cut it out very well. As you can see, we are done with cutting it out. Are you seeing it? So we are 100% done with the cutting. So in my next class, I'm going to explain to us, I'm going to illustrate with this same paper how to join it after we are done with our gumming and our pattern. So that's what I'm doing.